Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s final thoughts on Amazon TNT NASCAR broadcasts. Dale Earnhardt Jr. has made a significant return to the NASCAR broadcast scene this summer, teaming up with Prime Video and TNT Sports to cover the NASCAR Cup Series. Following the conclusion of the Brickyard 400, NBC Sports will take over the broadcasting duties, giving the NASCAR Hall of Famer a well-deserved break until 2026. After witnessing Bubba Wallace's thrilling victory in Indiana, Earnhardt Jr. took a moment to reflect on the past 2 months, expressing his appreciation for the experience. The two-time Daytona 500 champion reminisced about the enjoyable moments he had while also hinting at his eagerness for the upcoming season. It's been a fun 10 weeks back in the booth for Amazon and TNT. I love doing that job and can't wait for next summer. For the rest of this year, I'm going to enjoy switching back to being a fan, Earnhardt Jr. shared on X, the platform formerly known as Twitter. Even though his time in the booth is coming to an end, fans can still look forward to his insights through his podcast, the Dale Jr. Download. His commentary during the races has been a source of excitement and engagement, especially since the Coca-Cola 600, where his real-time analysis added a thrilling layer to the viewing experience. While Fox and NBC have traditionally been the main broadcasters for the NASCAR Cup Series, the collaboration between Prime Video, TNT Sports, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. has proven to be a successful and enjoyable partnership. They're now passing the torch to NBC, leaving the sport in a strong position for the future. In a remarkable turn of events, Bubba Wallace ended his 100-race winless streak by clinching the Brickyard 400 title on Sunday, a feat that left Dale Earnhardt Jr. thoroughly impressed. The crew chief, Charles Deneke, executed a brilliant race strategy, ensuring that Wallace had just enough fuel to secure the win. This victory marks Wallace's first win since Kansas in 2022. And he showcased exceptional performance throughout the weekend, from practice to qualifying and finally to the race itself. It was a complete and triumphant weekend for the number 23 team. After the race concluded, Earnhardt Jr. commended Wallace and his crew chief for their outstanding performance. He noted how the strategic decisions made during the race were pivotal, especially considering the 2 overtime restarts that added to the drama of the event. Heck of a job by Bubba Wallace and his team to be able to do what they needed to do today, Earnhardt remarked during the TNT broadcast. Changing that cut line and creating storylines, another dynamic result or finish to this Indy race here. It's fascinating to see how every year these crew chiefs have upped the game. In a succinct summary of his thoughts, Dale Earnhardt Jr. emphasized the brilliance of the strategy employed during the race, stating, "Just incredible, incredible strategy." As Dale Jr.'s stint in the booth comes to a close in 2025, this moment stands out as a highlight. His 10 races with Amazon and TNT over the past 2.5 months have been a joy for fans, and it was a pleasure to have him back on Sundays, sharing his insights and passion for the sport. NASCAR 2025, shocking announcer shakeup broadcast drama. The world of NASCAR broadcasting is undergoing a major transformation that fans simply cannot ignore. With the introduction of new announcers and a reshuffle of broadcast partners, the 2025 season promises to deliver fresh perspectives and a broader spread of coverage. But here's where it gets controversial. The shakeup is tied closely to NASCAR's massive new media rights deal, which some believe could change how fans experience the sport forever. From 2024 to 2025, the number of networks broadcasting the NASCAR Cup Series has doubled, largely due to an unprecedented 7-year, $7.7 billion media rights agreement. Fox kicked off the season again as a rights holder, sharing their races between the main Fox network and Fox Sports 1, while NBC wrapped up the year with their races split between NBC itself and the USA Network. However, this season introduces 2 fresh faces on the broadcast landscape: Amazon Prime Video, taking part in NASCAR for the very first time, and TNT Sports, marking its return after an absence since 2014 when their previous contract ended. Each of these newcomers took over the broadcast responsibilities for 5 races between Fox's and NBC's segments, which meant a reduction of 4 races from Fox and 6 from NBC. The familiar voices within the Fox Sports broadcast booth remain consistent, with Mike Joy leading as the primary announcer, accompanied by Clint Boyer and Kevin Harvick as color commentators, continuing their well-established chemistry. Amazon Prime chose a similarly reliable team, with Adam Alexander as lead announcer alongside Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Steve Letarte providing color commentary. TNT Sports opted to reinstate the same trio that Prime Video introduced, making their comeback feel like a reunion rather than a fresh start. Turning to NBC's coverage, the network has decided to kick off their 2025 NASCAR Cup Series coverage at Iowa Speedway, just as they did last year, but with a slightly altered schedule. Instead of beginning in mid-June, the coverage starts earlier in August, with just the final 14 races of the season under their belt, compared to the 20 races in the previous year. While the team hasn't changed since last year's conclusion, the broadcast trio differs from what NBC used at the beginning of their portion of the 2024 schedule. Last year, Rick Allen was the central announcer, paired with Steve Letarte and Jeff Burton. However, just before the late August race at Daytona International Speedway, Allen was replaced by Lee Diffie, a move that sparked plenty of speculation. The timing raised eyebrows since it occurred mid-season, which is unusual for this kind of change. Allen later clarified that there was no specific incident driving his departure after a decade behind the mic. In light of NBC losing IndyCar broadcasting rights to Fox, this switch appeared to be a strategic maneuver aimed at retaining Diffie, who has been with NBC for 13 consecutive years. With Allen's contract ending around the time of NASCAR's new media rights agreement, the network seemingly chose to make the change to secure Diffie's continued presence in the booth. Consequently, the 2025 NBC broadcast team, whether calling races on NBC or the USA Network, will consist of Lee Diffie as the lead announcer, backed by Steve Letarte and Jess Burton. Interestingly, Dale Earnhardt Jr., who was a part of NBC's broadcast team from 2018 to 2023, has decided to focus exclusively on Amazon Prime and TNT this year, having sat out the 2024 season completely. NASCAR fans eager to catch the next chapter can tune in this Sunday, August 3rd at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time to watch. For those without traditional cable, streaming options like Fubo TV offer a free trial, allowing easy access to the action, making it easier than ever to stay connected to every twist and turn of the season. This overhaul in NASCAR broadcasting not only brings fresh air to the commentary boxes, but also raises important questions about how diversifying media partners might influence the fan experience. Could splitting coverage across so many platforms enhance accessibility, or does it risk fragmenting the audience? And what about the impact on the announcer's continuity and fan loyalty when familiar voices shift or disappear? Feel free to share your thoughts below. Do you welcome these changes, or do you worry they complicate an already fast-paced sport? Dale Jr.'s emotional return to the booth. Fans demand more after 10-week broadcast stint. NASCAR Nation left wanting more as Dale Earnhardt Jr. wraps up his 10-week broadcasting return. The void was immediate and unmistakable. "I didn't want to take a year off, so I've missed it. I've missed it a lot," admitted Dale Earnhardt Jr. back in May, candidly expressing his feelings about stepping away from the broadcast booth. After officially parting ways with NBC Sports in early 2024 and taking an extended break, the NASCAR icon discovered that his broadcasting sabbatical wasn't delivering the satisfaction his on-air career had provided. But now, after electrifying audiences from the commentary position for the past 2.5 months, Dale Jr. is once again bidding farewell to the microphone. And his devoted followers are struggling to accept it. Sunday's Brickyard 400 marked several significant conclusions. It ended Bubba Wallace's frustrating 100-race victory drought and brought the highly anticipated in-season challenge to a close. But perhaps most emotionally for racing enthusiasts, it signaled the finale of Dale Jr.'s 2025 broadcasting commitments. A reality his legion of fans simply isn't prepared to embrace. Dale Earnhardt Jr. returns to spectator status. When Dale Jr. hung up his racing helmet in 2017, He closed the chapter on an illustrious NASCAR Cup Series career featuring 26 checkered flags, including a pair of prestigious Daytona 500 victories. But the son of the Intimidator wasn't finished with NASCAR. He simply traded the steering wheel for a microphone. His broadcasting talent became instantly apparent with his now legendary slide job exclamation during the 2018 Chicagoland Speedway race. Fans quickly developed an addiction to hearing the racing legend's distinctive Southern drawl delivering race commentary across NBC sports venues. This explains why his absence from the broadcast booth throughout 2024 left such a palpable emptiness in NASCAR broadcasts. An emptiness he magnificently filled upon his return in 2025 with his characteristic charm and racing insights. Amazon Prime secured Dale Jr.'s coveted commentary skills for 5 consecutive races, spanning from the Coca-Cola 600 all the way to the Great American Getaway 400. His voice became the soundtrack of NASCAR from Charlotte to Pocono, where Jr. left an indelible impression on viewers, complementing Amazon's innovative broadcasting approach. Subsequently, he transitioned to TNT Sports, covering races from Atlanta through Indianapolis. Following the conclusion of the Brickyard 400, he reflected on his broadcasting comeback via social media. It's been a fun 10 weeks back in the booth for Amazon and TNT. Love doing that job and look forward to next summer. Gonna enjoy going back to fan mode for the rest of this year. Dale Jr.'s 2025 broadcasting tenure introduced several fresh elements to NASCAR coverage. He was instrumental in bringing Hall of Famer Carl Edwards, the 28-time Cup Series victor who abruptly departed NASCAR in 2016, into Amazon Prime's broadcast team. He also participated in Prime's revolutionary post-race analysis segments featuring Edwards alongside Danielle Trotta and Corey LaJoie. The racing icon also fulfilled a long-standing career aspiration during his Amazon Prime stint, having never had the opportunity to call the prestigious Coca-Cola 600 during his NBC tenure, as it traditionally fell under Fox's broadcasting package. Dale Jr. finally realized this professional ambition. I've always wanted to do the 600. I think we all can kind of agree that the 600's been one of the best races over the past couple of years. This diverse involvement in NASCAR broadcasting throughout 2025 allowed Dale Earnhardt Jr. to captivate audiences week after week, making his departure all the more poignant as fans reluctantly said goodbye. NASCAR community expresses collective disappointment. 8 years after stepping away from competitive racing, Dale Jr. continues to maintain his unofficial title as NASCAR's most popular figure. His magnetic personality and authentic passion for the sport fuel a nostalgic connection that racing enthusiasts cherish deeply. This explains why one particularly devoted fan expressed their reluctance to see him leave. Need you in the booth for every race. It seems almost impossible that 10 weeks have elapsed since Ross Chastain smashed a celebratory watermelon at Charlotte Motor Speedway, a moment made even more memorable by Dale Jr.'s enthusiastic call. Another fan commented that his presence enhanced the entire